tide rolls out. The summertime is just
Howdy folks, Captain Chris
about
Medlin here.
gone.
I'm going to show you how to make some shark rigs. Shark fishing has gotten more and more popular. I get tons of people in the store. You know, every year it seems to be more and more, because it seems like there's more and more sharks around to catch. Less and less of other things. But, you know, sharks fight hard. Some of them are good to eat, and they're usually readily available to catch. I like to go up behind the shrimp boats early in the morning while they're culling their dead catch, their bycatch, and take advantage of the shark bite that's happening right there. And this is the rig that I use for that. I use a large spinning reel, like a Daiwa 6000, something that'll hold, 200 yards, 80-pound test. I like to use a heavier pound test line, just so I can get them in, get them released, so that they're not all beat up and they can certainly make it back alive. So I'll start out with a piece of number 9 wire, about 24 inches long or so. And I like to use circle hooks. Make sure you don't, it usually doesn't gut hook them, so that you get an easy release. And I keep a pair of bolt cutters on the boat. And instead of trying to get in there and get my hook back, I usually just take the bolt cutters and cut that hook in half. And it makes it easier release for the shark. Makes it easier on my hands, so I don't get bit. And so what you want to do is just slide your circle hook on the wire. And I like using single strand. It's just because what I've always used. You can use multi-strand too, but then you got to deal with crimps. And then you're going to start twisting. You want to twist the wire around itself 4 or 5 big times, so that it looks like that. So you got some big wraps. Then you're going to tighten it down and do some real tight twists, or what we call barrel wraps. Do not just do the barrel wraps. It may look pretty, it may look better, but these big ones here help it from cinching down on itself and breaking. So we're going to do these real tight barrel twists. And you can just cut that off with a pair of side cutters. It's better if you break it off. The instructions are on the back of the package. What you want to do is bend a little handle on there, like that, and start just cranking that wire, and it'll break right off. And that's a good way to attach that. Then to the other end, I'm going to attach a swivel. If I can get the pack open. And I'm just going to do the same thing that I did with the hook. Just do some big twists. And then some real tight, real close, real narrow barrel wraps. 4 or 5 is all you really need. Just like that. And then I'll bend a crank in there. Crank it till it breaks. And there's your basic shark rig. Now, I'm not worried about getting tail whipped at this point for the most part. So I'm not going to put a shock leader, because I've usually got 80-pound braid. That's not a problem. So what I'll usually do is I'll just fish it. I'll just tie my line directly to here and put me a live pogie on here, or a half a pogie, and throw it up there behind the shrimp boats while they're culling. And it usually is not long before you're hooked up. Circle hook, so don't set the hook, just start reeling. Okay. Sometimes I want to put an egg sinker on my line and get down below. And that's easy enough to do. So you'll just take your braid and pass it through the egg sinker. Pass your braid through the egg sinker. You're basically just making a Carolina rig. and tie on to your swivel. Just using a basic fisherman's knot. I'd probably do a few more twists if I was actually going to fish with this. And trim that end off. Then you got your egg sinker, your swivel, your leader, your circle hook. Great rig for catching sharks. Now, if I'm going to do this off of the surf, which you certainly can catch sharks off of the surf, I'm going to replace that egg sinker with a sinker slide. I like to use these ones that are blue here. These are made for braid. They're a lot tougher. They don't cut through, the braid won't cut through them like they will the white or black ones. And so I'll just pass my line right through there, tie on to my swivel. Again, I'd do some more wraps if I was actually going to fish with this. Then you got your sinker slide. And a lot of times I like to use, if I'm fishing for sharks off the surf, and even red drum, you know, I use Sputnik sinkers. They got these little wire arms that dig into the sand, and when you're ready to bring it in, you give it a jerk and them little arms fold back and make it easy to drag it in. But one thing it does do is it will hold your bait in one spot, and that concentrates the scent line going out, and that makes it easier for sharks and other fish like red drum to track your bait down. And if you want to get away from the sinker slide a little bit, just feed a little bit of line out and your bait will trail off, and you can, you know, wait for the fish to take the bait, give him some line, let him eat for a second, then just start reeling since you're using a circle hook. Alright guys, so that's shark fishing off the surf. I would say off the pier they don't allow you to do that. You might trade this out for some heavy mono if you want to go off the pier, and then you can catch all kinds of stuff like that. Alright, so thanks a lot guys, thanks for listening to my how-to videos, and I'll make you some other ones here soon. Appreciate it.
Let the good weather hold. One more day.